Welcome and join us on our journey as we interview everyday people and ask them that very question of, who am I?
Who am I? Who am I?
Who am I? My name is Julien Believe Thompson, born and raised here in Nassau, Bahamas, and I'm 40 years old. I'm a singer-songwriter, born and bred, and dead right in the Bahamas. I'm from the Bahamas, actually. Wow. I think my biggest accomplishment to this day as a songwriter was working with John Legend. Being able to sit in the room and create something from scratch and have him like it, just a kid from the Bahamas with a vision, with an idea, being able to be in the big city and come that far, watching someone from, I don't know, on TV to being in the room, giving them my contribution on behalf of my culture and my country. What does music really mean to me? Music is an expression. Music is my outlet. It's my way out. It's the way I share my perspective on life with the world. And I think growing up in the islands of the Bahamas, there are a lot of pros and cons to being here. And I think from a creative standpoint, we have not been able to transition our sound, our music, to the global standards, or being able to put the music out there on a global scale consistently. And so to be a Bahamian creative who sits in rooms with tons of music stars and acting stars and creative stars, it's just a blessing overall. And for them to pick up the phone and be like, hey, Jay, come to the Bahamas, or hey, listen, we got some friends come to the Bahamas. I think that's the greatest joy when at the end of the day, you've left a lasting impression on people and they feel like they can call you and you're genuinely friends. So to me, that's a part. Music is like the catalyst to everything else, to relationships, moods, feelings, I think this was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. I followed my passion, I followed my heart, and I'm grateful for the gods for giving me this gift of music. The one thing I will say to you, or any person who has a creative gift, or family members who have someone that they love who have this gift, it's very important to sow seeds into that person. And you have to understand that in music or anything creative, you have to invest in it. You have to sacrifice. You have to put in at least 10,000 hours into your craft, and so that you can become a perfectionist or be a professional at it. And you cannot stop. You have to keep going. You're going to get a lot of no's, but you have to take those no's and turn those into yeses, because a no literally means no, not right now. In addition to that, you have to find a team of people that love you and support what you do, and you want to keep good energy around you. That's how you get from one step to the next. And that's the advice that I have for someone taking up a career in the arts. That's a twofold question. In one vein, and this is just a reality, some may get upset by this statement, but a lot of the most popular songs that we produced here are covers. If you don't know what the word covers mean, that means there were someone else's songs that we recreated by making it ours, which isn't a problem. It's a beautiful thing, but it's hard to tell the real story when you're using someone else's story. That's in one vein. In the other vein, there isn't a high level of investment into the arts and entertainment sector or community, or the arts economy for that matter, here in the Bahamas. So the development which most creatives need here, you either have to travel abroad to be able to get that, or pray that you have some significant opportunity or meet somebody that can change your life. I still feel like there's a high level of talent. And every day Bahamian creatives are still doing their best still writing amazing songs, still telling their stories. But the way that we're telling our stories aren't accessible to the general public, and they're not as sustainable. So I think one of the things that we have to work on is positioning ourselves to ensure that whether we're here today or not, the story can be told, and not just by one person, but the majority. And as a Bahamian creative, every day I wake up is a day I get a chance to tell my story and add another day, another page, another chapter. And I feel like there's so much more to give, so much more to do, so much more to share, so much more doors to open up, so much more collaborations to have. And until the day that I die, that's what I'm going to do here. Yeah, that music is more than just the stage or listening to the song itself. There's so many different tiers of the business before you get to radio, you know. So you have songwriting, you have production, you have engineering, you have marketing, you have promotion. Those within itself are different streams of business or different streams of opportunity. You have consultancies that are attached to the business of music. Outside of the business of music, you have the entertainment space and the party space. And so a lot of people know me for Island Believe wines, which became super popular during the pandemic. I think it was the first time, if ever, a black entrepreneur or black Bahamian has been able to finalize a major distribution deal with one of the distribution companies here in the Bahamas, one of the major ones. We were able to sell over 100,000 bottles in the space of 2 years as independents at that time. So that was a big opportunity for us. In addition to that, we decided to tap into real estate. And so we have some amazing things on the horizon, and that's what I'm most excited about. And that's about it for me from a business perspective. My mom always used to say, as a kid, I used to be humming in my crib. And all I ever remember growing up was just anytime I heard music, I just had to sing along with it. You know, when I would go into music stores, I would have to buy the music or download it online. I always had this compulsion for music. And when I was 13 years old, I had the opportunity to sing at a school talent show. And when I realized that a lot of my classmates actually enjoyed me singing and hearing my voice, I was like, hey, okay, maybe, you know, this is something that I should continue to do. And it went from school to performing at churches, then performing at local talent shows, from local talent shows to music studios to bigger stages to even bigger stages, and from bigger stages to international stages, you know, so you know, that's how it's got started. The biggest stage I've ever been on was performing at the Miss World pageant in China. We had over, I think, 500 million viewers across the world. It was at the Miss World pageant. And if you know pageants, doesn't matter what part of the earth or world you're from, someone's watching. I think a lot of times when people see creators or public figures, they feel like we have it all figured out. Feel like we have it all together. The reality is we're human. And my biggest regret in music, I don't have much. I don't have any because every shot that I was allowed to take, I took in music. And I think because of the shots that I've taken in music, it's what has led me to the point where I am today. Do I wish sometimes that I could humanize myself so that people who don't know me could get to know me? Sure. But at the same time, I have to still be grateful for my peace and the sanity that I have because I know who I am. You know, and so at the end of the day, from a music perspective, I have no regrets. Now, in life, the only regret that I can say that I have is missing my father's telephone calls the day he died. He called me 5 times that morning, probably healthy as can be. And by 6 o'clock that afternoon, I was identifying his body at the hospital and had no idea that he would be there. And so, with that regret, the lesson in it is for you to live your best life. Be kind to people. Answer those phone calls if you see them. And just do your best every day to take advantage of the time that you have, because you don't know what tomorrow brings. And so if you have the opportunity to be happy, share in people's company, love people who love you, and celebrate life, don't procrastinate. An unpopular opinion. I really think a lot of Bahamians got me misunderstood. I really feel like I'm misunderstood. And I'm not the type to sit and respond to, conversations on Instagram, Facebook, social media, because it's just a lot. But I feel like our people are very unique in our way of thinking, and there's a lot of love and a lot of support out there. So, despite what a few may try to put out there to shift a certain narrative or tell a certain narrative, I just want a lot of them to know that I really don't play games. And if you see me in the street or if you got beef, let's sit down and have a conversation and let's chop it up and see how we can work together, see how we can move forward, because there's strength in numbers, and I think we as a nation, we're beautiful as a people, and we have a lot to offer, not just one another, but the world. And so I think persons just have to really get to know me. And I think sometimes I feel like I have to do a better job of communicating so that things aren't misunderstood. Absolutely. I have a great management team. And they don't always get the celebration or the credit or the flowers. And so I would like to use this platform to celebrate Bahamian management for the amazing job that they've been doing over the last 8 years. We now have the #1 song in the country, the most viewed song, the quickest time frame. In less than a week, we've had grossed over 500,000 views on whoami. And I never thought we would have another viral dance or a song where people would be quick to do dances, because the Caribbean style was such a special record. But to have a song like whoami doing what it's doing and it's authentically Bahamian, I want to credit my team behind the scenes for having the vision, having the insight, having the gall to step out on faith and take a chance on this project. And my message to people out there is, Bahamians, we don't have to leave here to be a success. The goal that we feel is on the international scale is right in our backyards. And people leave where they're from to come here. They want to live here. They want to celebrate life here, enjoy their families here. So note that there's something really special about this place that we call home. There's no place like it. I love it. And like I said at the beginning of this interview, born, bred, and cadet. Amen. Sometimes the Bahamas is not a good place. But for the most part, we know how beautiful our country is, man. That's what I would say. And sometimes we always be getting off, man. We might be a little hard on our people, but we don't mean nothing by it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we see you out on the street, we still gonna show you love. We'll hear you up. Depend on your attitude. If you have the right attitude and humble yourself and think, Bahamians, we got your back. But don't trip out now. Because when you trip out on us, we trip out back. And so, sometimes the Bahamas are not a real place, but most days it is. My name is Julien Believe. You can listen to my music wherever you listen to good music. But you can also follow me on all my social media platforms, or whatever social media platform that you have, under the name Julien Believe.
If you like what you saw, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and join us on our journey as we create more content on our way to getting our first play button.